Hey guys, welcome back to Stingy Trigger. This is Trigger here today to talk a few more gun facts with you. Today I'd like to talk about a phrase that you're no doubt going to be hearing an awful lot of in the coming weeks and months as we push into 2013. As the national gun control debate intensifies, you're going to start hearing a lot more phrases thrown around, especially in the media. And one of those phrases that we need to watch out for, that we need to understand its proper definition to both use effectively and defend against, is the phrase straw purchase. Now, what exactly is a straw purchase? At its simplest definition, a straw purchase is simply when one individual, in this particular instance involving a firearm, acts as the agent of another individual in order to facilitate that purchase. Now that may sound kind of complicated, but quite simply what it is one person goes out, buys a gun for someone else, regardless of the reason, and is then compensated, rewarded, or reimbursed for said purchase by the individual who the final firearm will actually wind up with, not the actual purchaser. The classic example of this, of course, is when you have someone who is, say for instance, a felon who cannot legally own a firearm. Quite often, those felons that wish to still have a gun will go out and will find someone, be it a friend or significant other, possibly a family member, and will give them money in order to purchase a firearm for them. This, in this particular instance, is a straw purchase. The felon, being unable to procure a gun themselves, pays someone to do it for them. Now, there are also a couple of other instances that can result in a straw purchase. For example, if my buddy Stingy and I are at a gun show, let's say it's a big gun show like Knob Creek, for instance, and I find a gun that Stingy has been wanting for a while at a good price. I call him up on the cell phone, say, hey, I'm over here at this booth. They've got this gun you're looking for. You want me to buy it for you, and you can pay me back later. If I make that purchase, and that gun goes in my name, and Stingy pays me back for it later, we have engaged in a straw purchase and have committed a crime. Similarly, even if he is not there, let's say I'm at a gun show out of state, and I purchase a firearm that I know he will want, and he in turn reimburses me when the firearm comes in, and I give it to him in exchange for the money I originally paid, that is still a straw purchase. Similarly, for someone who may not be able to own a firearm, for instance, because of age. Let's say a father goes out and purchases a rifle for his son, and said son pays his father back for the rifle because he is not of legal age to purchase or own it himself. That, once again, is a straw purchase. Now, some of you may be thinking to yourself, Trigger, then how does one give a gift of a firearm? Well, quite simply, it has to be a gift. There has to be no strings attached. Let's say someday in the future I am married. I'm not now, but my future fictitious wife is a concealed carrier like I am. Let's say there's a new gun that she has been eyeing and her birthday is coming up. I go out, purchase the firearm for her, and give it to her, no strings attached, as a gift on her birthday. That is completely illegal. If she in turn says, oh, you bought this firearm out of your funds that you have been saving for your own personal hobbies, here, let me pay you back for that, suddenly we've committed a straw purchase. So, yes, firearms can be given as a gift, but there can be no as I said before, reimbursement or reward or compensation for the purchase made for another. Now, some of you may be thinking, well, I know how to get around that. I just go out and buy the gun, and I'll draw up a sales receipt and sell it to my buddy. that may or may not be legal depending on your local municipality, the state you live in, and depending on the viewing of a particular federal judge when you get hauled in front of, say for instance, the court by the ATF for facilitating a straw purchase. They may say, look, you bought the gun, you clearly had no use to use the gun, and you turned around and sold it that very same afternoon to your friend for the exact dollar amount that you paid for it. Straw purchase. If you say, purchased a gun, shot it for a while, kept it in your safe, showed it off on your YouTube channel, and at some point later, sold it to your friend, well, in that case, for a fair market value, that would probably not be a straw purchase. It comes down partly to intent, and mostly to the time frame, as well as whether or not you are reimbursed and exactly how much. So be careful when you make purchases, and also be careful when this phrase is brought up in a debate. A lot of people will like to throw it out there and try to use the phrase straw purchase to define a gift or any type of other purchase, whether it involves a firearm or not, whether legal or not. As always, thanks for watching. Please subscribe for more fun gun and project videos. And remember, we're just a couple of city slickers working this out as we go along. Thanks for watching.